In this video, I'm reviewing one of the most deceptive online hearing aid companies out there, Nano Hearing Technologies. Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Anthem, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. Hi guys, about 6 months ago, I recorded a video where I was reviewing the Nano Hearing Technologies website and their deceptive marketing tactics. But before posting that video, I really felt that it was a good idea for me to actually order a set of their devices to see if they're anything like they say they are on their website. Now you may have seen the video that I did where I compared the Nano hearing aids with cheap Chinese amplifiers that I bought off of Alibaba, and I was not able to tell any difference between those devices during my objective testing. Now, if you haven't already seen that comparison video, I will go ahead and put a link in the description if you want to check it out later. That review basically confirmed all of my suspicions that I initially thought were true back in October of 2018 when I recorded this video. Alright guys, so I just wanted to go through the Nano website and show you what I'm talking about. So here we are on their site, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to their products page. And I'm going to go down to the product that they seem to market the most, which is the Nano CIC hearing aids. And the first thing that we see on here is that they talk about hearing aids without the middleman. And so when they're talking about the middleman, they're typically talking about the hearing care professional like an audiologist or a hearing instrument specialist, and that they are a greedy component to the system of hearing healthcare delivery. So I actually want to go and explain that Nano is also a middleman. They are not manufacturing their own products, at least most likely they are not manufacturing their own products. And I'm going to give you an example here. So make note of what these Nano CIC hearing aids look like, and then I'm going to go over to a website called Alibaba. Alibaba basically puts these distributors in contact with different suppliers, and here we go. We have a product that looks identical to the ones that are being sold on the Nano website, and I'm going to click on it and go over it with you real quick. So basically these products are manufactured in China, no surprise there, and you can order them for $20 to $25 a piece. And so when they're talking about greed, and they talk about this multiple times on their website, talking about how these manufacturers are greedy and the people who sell hearing aids are not needed, and they're just marking up costs of devices so they can take home huge paychecks. When you look at this, Nano actually sells these products for $249 a piece, which basically means that they are having a 1,145% markup on this particular product. Now, just to give you some perspective, if an audiology clinic marked up their prices this much, you would be spending over $11,000 on a single hearing aid. That is not even counting a pair of hearing aids. That is just a single hearing aid. So when they're talking about who's being greedy, I think it goes to show just how greedy this particular company is. So let's go back to their website and talk about what is next on here that I see. And one thing that I see on here that is glaring to me is they say that it works for 98.7% of people with hearing loss. And just to give you an idea, hearing aids in and of themselves are only the right treatment option for about 90 to 95% of individuals who actually have a hearing loss. And on top of that, they actually say on their website that the Nano CIC hearing aids are not suitable for individuals with a severe to profound hearing loss, which would reduce that percentage down even lower. So we're talking below 90% at this point, and they're claiming that this particular product is right for 98.7% of individuals with a hearing loss, which is a flat out lie. Now we're going to come back to actually the buying of these products here in a little bit, but I actually want to scroll down on this page and get to the top frequently asked questions. And the one that I want to focus on first is, will Nano work for me without being tested? And they talk about how their products can automatically adjust to your hearing loss and cancel out background noise. So just to give you an idea, that technology does not actually exist in hearing aids at this moment. There's no way for a hearing aid to just know what your hearing levels are and auto-calibrate to those levels. It's something that does not actually happen despite what they're trying to lead you to believe. And they even go on to say that hearing tests are just a marketing myth used by greedy hearing aid companies who have a monopoly. And that, again, is untrue. There is no basis for that comment whatsoever. Hearing tests have been the only way to understand someone's hearing ability to properly treat them with hearing devices. So now I want to go down to the section that is titled Why Nano? And it goes on to say that with new legislation passed by Congress in 2017, that over-the-counter hearing aids are now available direct from manufacturers to consumers for the first time. And it also says that Nano Hearing Aids is America's first nationally recognized OTC brand of high-quality invisible hearing aids that allow you to select settings at home. Well, I actually want to go to a letter that was issued by the FDA, so the Food and Drug Administration, on July 24th of 2018, basically warning hearing aid companies that the regulations for over-the-counter hearing aids have not actually been created yet, and that companies cannot sell products that claim to be over-the-counter hearing aids. So Nano is in direct violation of what the FDA is instructing manufacturers and dispensers of hearing aids to follow. How this website hasn't been taken down yet with claims like this on their website, I have no idea. Now I want to talk about their statement about how they say that they have 85 to 95% the equivalent sound quality of traditional hearing aids. And when you actually go and look at that Alibaba website, you can actually see with these particular products what the distortion levels are inside of them. And it says that you can expect to get less than or equal to 10% total harmonic distortion, and that number is extremely high. So when I get hearing aids into my clinic from a reputable manufacturer, they typically have total harmonic distortion less than or equal to 3%. And oftentimes when I test those products in a test box, I will get 0% distortion. So I don't know where they're coming up with this claim of 85 to 95% equivalent sound quality, because my bet is that these $20 hearing devices, and I wouldn't even call them hearing aids, but I would bet that they have no factual information or research to prove that claim. This next paragraph is something that actually makes me laugh, because the grammar is horrible and they really aren't even talking about anything specific. They're just kind of bouncing all over the place. And to someone who has understanding of hearing aids and hearing aid technology, it makes absolutely no sense. So I'm going to go ahead and read it here for you. We're going to come out front and tell you the biggest downfall of Nano. Right now, if you're in a windy environment or super loud crowd environment, it might be hearing aids, as well as you might hear a whistling noise while talking on the phone. Our engineers are constantly improving the technology, and within a few months, we'll have that problem solved with our next version of Nano, including refraction technology that matches the same frequency as the wind, thus canceling out any background noise. This paragraph is absolutely horrible. I don't even know what they're talking about. First off, this company most likely does not even have any engineers. Now, I don't know if the owner of the company is an engineer themselves, but when they're buying products, or if you source products from a company in China, you are not doing the engineering, and they're probably not doing a whole lot of engineering either for devices that cost $20. And then they're talking about refraction technology that matches the same frequency as the wind, but then they go on to say that it cancels out background noise. So they're not even talking about canceling out wind noise. But let's go down to the most exciting part of this website, which is the customer reviews. So according to their website, they have 3,307 reviews, and as you can see by the numbers here, they do not have a single 1-star or 2-star review on their entire website. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen another product in the history of mankind that has 3,307 reviews that doesn't have at least one 1-star review on their website. And none of these reviews actually have a date stamp or a time stamp indicating when they were left. So they can basically just recycle these reviews and keep the ones that they like up towards the front of the page. The other funny thing that I think of when I'm looking at these reviews is that on the very first review page, they have a bunch of pictures of individuals. But as you go to the second page, you don't have any individuals pictured in the reviews. Here, this is their second page. But when you go to the third page of reviews, Oh, look at that. You get the exact same people, the exact same reviews, and the exact same pictures on their third page of reviews. The other thing is when you go over their other 331 pages of reviews, you will not find one other single picture on any of those reviews. So what you're telling me is that only a few people have left reviews with pictures of the 3,000 people who've left reviews. I don't find that to be believable. All right, so that's enough of these fabricated reviews. Let's now go to the About Us page. All right, on the About Us page, it talks about Nano Hearing as being an industry leader in hearing devices. Nano Hearing has years of experience in creating hearing aid products and solutions with customers all over the United States. We strive to bring our customers leading-edge technology and hearing solutions that improve lives, relationships, and communities. So I wanted to go ahead and see what the Better Business Bureau thought of Nano Hearing technology. So first and foremost, Nano Hearing technology is not accredited, which is not a big deal because you basically pay the BBB for accreditation. But what we see here is that the Better Business Bureau rating for this company is a D+. And one of the strikes they have against them is the time that they've been in business. They've only been in business since 2017. I think that their website would be more accurate if they said that they have a year of experience. But the rating has more to do than with just how long that company has been in business. It takes a variety of other factors into account when it's calculating the rating. And by being in business for a year or less, you actually only get bumped down to an A-. So there has to be other factors that go into why they are all the way down to D+ rating. The first one is customer reviews. Now, they have over 3,000 reviews on their actual website for that one in particular product. Yet when you go to the Better Business Bureau, they only have 2 reviews, and both of those reviews happen to be a 1-star review. And it just so happens that that 1-star review that they got from 2 individuals was because they didn't actually refund those individuals for the cost of those products when they sent them back to the company because they didn't work for them. The other thing that they have going against them is that they have 10 customer complaints within the last 12 months. So it is highly likely that all of the different complaints and poor reviews that this company has actually received has got their BBB rating all the way down to a D+. All right, so let's go back to the company's website. Let's go back to the Nano CIC hearing aids. So that countdown timer is down to 10 minutes at this point. I'm actually going to jump to a different screen capture that I did when I was waiting for that time lapse to expire and see what would happen. And so when I do that, you can see that that deal actually goes away, or the countdown timer goes away. But if I go and I refresh the page, it starts over at an hour again. Basically, everything that is on this website is suspect, and I don't believe any of it. During the research for this video, Abram Bailey from HearingTracker.com actually pointed me in the direction of this Facebook page that was started called Nano Hearing Aids Marketing Tactics Awareness. And it goes on to show a bunch of different examples about how this particular company is lying and being deceptive. They even have posts about fake individuals who are posing as doctors saying how much they like these particular devices, and it's all just a hoax. It goes on. You can just see all of the different things that they are being deceptive about, so I highly recommend checking out this Facebook page as well. If you go over to hearingaidno.com, this website is run by Jeffrey Cooling, and he actually wrote a post about this here about a day or so ago, and I was collaborating with him for this particular video, and he basically goes on to see some of the same points that I found, saying about how this particular company is basically just flat out lying to its customer base. So make sure you go over to hearingaidno.com as well to read through that post. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that recording that I did from about 6 months ago. Now there have been some interesting developments that have occurred since I actually recorded that in October of 2018. That being said, make sure you stay tuned to this channel if you want to see a follow-up to this video with some of these different changes that have been going on in the last 6 months. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you receive a notification when I post a new video. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, please share it. If you want to see other videos just like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.